Hi guys, in this video we're going to be taking a look at how to do some custom furniture modeling. Here's a few pictures of the sofa that we're going to take a look at. It's all custom designed, so there's nothing in the library that is actually too similar to it that we could use. So we're going to have to model this one from scratch. Now the modeling is going to consist of both modeling in the CAD as well as using existing items in the library. So I've got a VR scene open, okay, and here's just a few sofas that I've put into the VR scene, and I'm going to use bits and pieces of these. So for instance, I could use any of these cushions to replicate those ones there. We're going to need some sofa seating, so either these ones here or these ones here. And then also, if we take a look at the base of the chair or the sofa, it's got this sort of like draped cover, slip cover type thing. And to recreate that in CAD would be quite difficult, so I'll try to get that out of an existing model. So I could probably use something like a curtain, or luckily for me, I've got a draped slipcover couch anyway. So let's get started. I'm going to start off in the CAD side, and I've got a couple of dimensions from the client. So basically, the height of the sofa is 1 meter, width is 2.4 meters, depth is 1,000. The armrests are 1, and the back is 150 thick. And then if we take a look, the seat height is 500 and the armrests are 650 high. Okay, so I'm going to start off by sketching out a basic shape. Okay, using my rectangle tool, I'm going to just give the overall dimensions. So we know that it's 2.4 meters wide. We know that it is a depth of 1,000, so it's 2.4, 1,000, there we go. Okay, now we can start drawing in the rest of it. So I'm just going to draw some guidelines here. I'll offset this by 150 to get the arm width. There we go. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. I can actually just mirror this. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same at the back of the sofa. So let's set that again. Okay, so there we've got shape for the arms and the back. Okay, so now I'm going to just start off by drawing these, or extruding shapes. So I know that the armrests are 650 high. Okay, so use my rectangle again, trace out my shape there, and I'm going to use the extrude option. If you can't find it, you can just right click on the grey space, go to the menu there, go to the room menu, go down to solids and solids editing, and these two toolbars will pop up. So click extrude, and I specify my extrusion height, which is 650. No tapering, there we go. So there's my first arm done. Okay, and we only need to really do one arm for now, since we can just mirror it later on. Okay, so now I want to just start rounding off these edges because they're too sharp. So actually, before I do that, I'm going to go and model this base in as well. So let's just mirror this in the meantime. So MI for mirror, and I didn't really draw that too straight, so let's just do that again. Okay, make sure that your ortho is on so you can get straight lines. I just press F8, which is the shortcut key, and there we've got our two bits there. And I'm just going to put in the base. Okay, trace that out. Now with the base, I know that my seat height is 500. Okay, so I'm going to say that this cushion is about 20, so the remaining will be about 300. So, or 200 instead of 20. So extrude this out. So I'm going to make that 300. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is use union. Okay, here we go. To just join all these shapes together. And there we go. You can see it flows in one smooth movement there. Okay, and now I'm going to just start filleting the shapes out. So let's just maximize this viewport. Alright, we can use the fillet, there we go. So all you need to do here is just select an edge. Okay, so here we go. You give it a radius. I can say the radius is like say 20. Okay, and we can just keep on selecting the edges, enter, and then it just starts creating a nice smooth shape for us. So let's just carry on doing all of that. Okay, so we've got those two arms done. We're going to do the sides here. Okay, so let's just flip this one here, this one over here, this one here. There we go. Now this edge will have a bigger fillet than the sides. So let's just do these sides here. That one there and this one here. Enter. Okay. Now we're going to do the front edge. So I'm going to do fillet again, but this time I'm going to increase it to, let's say, 45. There we go. Enter. And still on 20 actually, so let's just undo that. So fillet. Select the edge first. There we go. Give a radius 45. Enter. Okay, that's good. Enter. Alright. Okay, so there's the front bit all smoothed out. We could also probably do these edges here, so let's just do those two. We're going to select them again and go back down to 20. And this one here, 20. Okay. Now we're going to look in putting that backrest in. Okay, so if we look at the photo, you can see it's sort of got a nice curve, sort of almost like a bow shape. So curving there and then curving up. So we're going to draw that in. So let's go back to our 4 viewports. Okay. Now the shape we're going to draw is it's going to be 1 meter high. Okay, so I'm just going to use my rectangle tool again and just quickly trace out that shape. There we go. Extrude it by 1000, just so we've got a template to work from. There we go. And now what we're going to do is draw out that curve shape in our elevation view. So for this I have to draw a elevation or section line. So elevation set UCS. I'm just going to trace this back piece over here. So start point, end point. We're going to be looking at from the front to the back. So we click on this side of the couch and we select the viewport. There we go. First thing I'm going to do is just draw a sort of guide to the middle so I can see where the middle of the couch is. Okay. And now using my polyline, I'm going to go and just draw out that shape. So taking ortho off, I'm going to use my arc option. As we can see, our arc is a bit too intense, so I'm going to use D for distance, or direction I think, and then just give it a bit of a smoother one. So I click once, you can see it gives it a gradual curve. Okay, so to about there, and then I will finish off at the center, which I'll snap to. Okay. And now I can just tweak those little handles over there by just adjusting the little points. And I'm just going to drop this down so we can line up with the height there. And that should be okay. Just make that a little bit low. Okay, so now I'm going to just mirror this. So MI for mirror again. And just give it a straight, my ortho on. There we go. Enter. So I've got 2 pieces now. Now what I need to do is just join these. So we can use join. Okay, select both polylines. 1, 2. There we go. And now I'm going to use my polyline tool to close up the shape. So PL again. Okay, and one thing I just noticed is that the back is not going to extend all the way to the sides there. It's going to line up with this area here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just create another shape as a guide quick, and then carry on drawing my polyline. Okay, so I'm just going to, I suppose what I could do here is just use my line tool and then just do this. There we go. Okay, so I know that this now has to just snap to that point, and we can bring this one in. Okay, that's a bit better. So now, using our polyline tool, we just trace out the shape there to here, and once again we can just use the join option again. So this one has to snap to the point over here. There we go. And that one I think is joined. So I'm just going to delete that guide shape we I drew earlier, and then we can just use join again. 1, 2, and if it doesn't join, we just have to make sure that we just have to find the reason for that happening. Okay, so I can see the problem is that these two aren't connected, so I'm just going to select it in my 3D view, use M for move, and then just snap it to the point over here, and then just make sure that my 2 points connect. So let's just grab that again. Okay, there we go. Now we can try join again. So once again, join. Select our 2 shapes. So 1 and 2, and there it's a closed shape. So now we can just use the command that's called wood line. Okay, so we can go to wood panel, decoration, wood panel. We know the thickness is 150. Click OK. Select the shape and click inside it. And if it gives us an outer boundary error, we just need to make sure our UCS is all correct. So we can just restore everything back to default. There you go. And then we can try that out again. Okay. So let me just set my UCS just to make sure. And try again. Okay, so the other reason it's not working is because the polyline's not closed properly. So PE, enter, for polyline edit, C to close. And now if we do it, it should work. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now we just have to start filleting these edges here to get them nice and smooth. So let's just return our UCS back to normal and maximize our isometric view. Alright, so fillet again, choose an edge. Okay, I'm going to make this a bit bigger, so let's make it 50. And just keep on selecting the edges and filleting them. There we go, and we can do the same to the back, but make it a little less big. So select the edge and then make that about 30. Okay, and then just select the edges to keep on going. Perfect. We can also do the same to the side here. There we go. And let's just actually make that a bit bigger. Let's make that 50 as well. Actually 45. So we'll select that, 45. Cool, and then this edge over here. Right, so now we can work on just finishing touches, I guess. Just smoothing off this edge here, so I'll make that 20. And then just do the same to this one. Okay, so there's our basic couch done. Okay, that's the first part. Now we're going to send this through to the VR side, and we're just going to use the option called Export Merge. Actually advanced export merge. The reason I'm using advanced is because I can control the accuracy of or the quality of smooth edges in InteriCAD. So we just use this at normal +4, select the whole object, right click, and it'll bring it straight into the scene. So here we go. Okay, now if any pieces end up missing, okay, all we have to do is just use the surface orientation option, which is this one here. Just click scan at viewport, and it'll automatically flip around any reversed faces. You might need to just move yourself around the model just to make sure that it's done everything correctly. So I just click on check faces as I go along, and you'll see that it starts to just fix everything up. So I'm just going to spend a few seconds fixing up these little pieces that need to be flipped. Right, and just to show you, I actually had to move this main piece away from the rest of the body so I could get some good views of those missing pieces, and then just use surface orientation to fix them. So I'm going to move everything back to where it was. So I think that was on the Y. Let's just check. Yeah, the Y, so it was minus 1000. Okay, now I can just start putting the rest of the stuff on here. So we're going to need those seat cushions. Okay, and I'm going to use these ones. Okay, so I'm just going to make a copy of this chair, and then just move it to where the other one is. There we go. And I'm going to delete everything except for the cushions. For those of you that are asking why don't I just use surface edit instead of editing the whole model, it's just because I like to have more control over the whole model than just the surfaces. So that's very quick to delete them. Just make sure you've got box selection selected, and then just hold down shift to select multiple items, and it'll automatically select everything inside that window, and then you can just go and delete those. And remember, I am on surface selection, so I can select the individual pieces. So let's just delete those guys there, delete these ones at the bottom here, delete that there, okay, and lastly these little bits of white tubing, and delete. Right, so now we can move these onto the chair. So I just use object select, click apply, and now I can just move them. So I'm going to go to my top view, zoom into this section over here, and then just go and move these into position. Okay, so I go place the first one there. I can use scale just to size this up, apply, go back to my view, and then just move everything back to how it's meant to be. Apply. Okay. Next thing I'm going to add are the seat cushions. Okay. So if you look back at those images, you can see we've just got a couple of cushions scattered all over the place. So I'm going to use these ones over here. So once again, I'm going to copy the object. Okay, just rotate it to the right angle. So I know that these were rotated at 45-degree angles, so let's just put in 45 there. And just delete everything else except for this. So once again, objects, surface, and we can use box selection still on. So just delete all of these pieces. So construction delete, yes, and that's all we left, which is great. Once again, back to the top view, just grab it, click apply, and move it. Just the reason I click apply is just to scale the bounding box down to size. Apply that, go back to last view to check out the cushions. Okay, so they're pretty much in the right place. If we need to scale them down, we can. Scale that there. If we need to scale the individual ones, now we can use surface. And just scale those down to whatever size you need them to be. Down to there. Maybe make this one a little bigger. And there you go. Okay, I might just need to move. Okay, fine. The last bit is just the little cover piece. So, using this model here, I'm just going to copy it across. Just go object copy, move that across to where it needs to be. over there. Go back to last view. Okay, and once again just delete everything except for the that slipcover part. So once again we can go to our selection arrow, surface, holding down shift because I've got my box selection on. You can select everything here. Construction delete, there we go. And we can select that and delete it. And then here we just left with these last pieces. Okay, so oh yeah, just delete the last little pieces here. So once again, select these pieces, delete, and that's it. Okay, I like the back of the of this cover a bit more than the front because the front's got these little bumps in. So what I'll do is I'll just rotate this around. Okay, so make sure we go back to object, click apply, and I'm just going to rotate it by 180. There we go. And then just move it into position. So just go object move, drag it to where it needs to be, like that. Okay. And then just scale it to the size we need. So right click scale, a bit wide there, apply, needs to be a bit higher, needs to meet the base of the cushion, and let's take it down a bit, like over here. There we go. So we can just click apply again, and move it along to the side, and then just edit the width of it, or the depth of it. So let's drag it out and apply. Okay, so we might need to do a slight bit of tweaking, so it's just not hidden inside the actual sofa. There we go, that's cool. And then once again on the other side, just to make sure that looks fine. Okay, now we're just going to texture it. Looking at that sample picture we had, it's just a standard grey fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to choose one out of my library, and then just drag and drop it on and apply it to everything else. So apply, there we go, and just try to get that piping there if you can. There we go. And then apply it to here. Okay, so now we can see that the scale of the texture is a bit different to the rest. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create a new texture. Okay, I'll select this one first, go to new, apply it to this piece, and then just change the mapping size down a bit. Choose all mapping, and there we go. So we can delete everything else that's been left behind. So let's just F5 for delete, and select all of this stuff, delete that, delete all of this, and we'll be left with just our sofa. Now we can convert this to an MRM file. Okay, all you need to do is go to Products Library, Export Whole Scene, give it a file name, save, and there we go, it's been exported. So now whenever you want to use this couch again, you can just go import VR block and bring in the sofa you just created. And then lastly we end up with a couch model that we can use in all our designs.